Konnichiwa, gamers! Bitches. What's going on? You know me. It's your old pal, Juiceman3941. This is episode 29. That's right, 29. This episode is titled Annual Releases. You know, I just got done watching the trailer for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So soon, Call of Duty, so soon. I mean, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is not even a year old yet, and you're already starting to release this shit. And of course, we're gonna see another like Madden 2017. We're gonna see NBA 2K, whatever the fuck. And these annual releases and another Assassin's Creed. You know, they actually, have not announced the next did I say Assassin's Creed? Let's just call it Assassin's Creed from now on. The next Assassin's Creed has not been announced yet, but Ubisoft, I'm just waiting for it. These annual releases, even the WWE franchise, I'm sure we'll be getting a 2K17 before it's over and said and done here, but right around November. And the problem is with these annual releases is that they're always marginally better. They don't really add anything. Because as I've pointed out before, game companies have to rewrite the source code and do a whole lot of interesting things like that. Now, look, I'm playing a little bit of Transformers Rise of the Darkspark, and I know on my other videos I just kind of let this play and you see the background and stuff. I'm actually going to set up an escalation mode so that you can kind of see a little bit of this gameplay that I'm doing. And for those who may have thought this game is ass, actually, if you enjoyed War for Cybertron or Fall Cybertron, you will actually enjoy this game. It was totally worth the price of admission because it was only $20. They had it on sale. I think I paid, no, it was $17.99 as a matter of fact, and I got this digitally. And I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a fantastic game. I usually set a private match because it's very hard to find matches and whatnot. But I'm talking about annual releases. You know, I really am talking about these releases because like annual releases to me, I understand why they do it. You know, you're a company. Call of Duty for Activision is their franchise. It's how they make their money. They know they're going to sell, right? EA and DICE are going to put out their Battlefield game. Assassin's Creed by Ubisoft is going to be their annual release. And every time they put out an annual release, though, I just feel like they don't do enough to really set it apart from the other games. EA's got Madden. Madden's got to come out every year. You know, EA's got to publish, an NBA Live, even though the last two NBA Lives have failed miserably. They continue. They're actually working on a 2017 version of it. It's unbelievable to me. Like, why would you do that? Why would you legitimately work on a game like that? That just is like, knowing that the last two combined didn't sell as well as 2 years ago NBA, the 2K series did, like in 2014. And it blows me away, but they continue to do these annual releases and they don't do enough to that game to really differentiate it from the first one. I always tell people, if you're going to buy Madden, buy it every 4 years, right? Don't buy it year after year. I mean, even look at 2K15. I think they literally held back THQ when they did 2K15. I think WWE, because there's very little content in this game, folks. And it seems like 16 just went, yeah, we added all this other stuff back in. It's kind of like it feels purposely done, to let's make one game that's not as good, and the next game will sell even that much better. And annual releases to me is part of the game industry business. This is where a lot of these companies make their money. But it's kind of like, do I really want to play Infinite Warfare? Because I look at Advanced Warfare, which I don't find to be a bad game. It's actually pretty fun. There's a lot of moments in there. Of course, you don't have... it introduced a lot of the elements that you see in Black Ops 3, which, again, I don't think Black Ops 3 is the greatest shooter either. It's okay. It's fun at times, but only in small doses. Advanced Warfare, fun in small doses. Although I don't like I think the specialist thing that goes on in Black Ops 3, they ripped off a lot of Destiny's special abilities. I like Advanced Warfare's, like, you create your own soldier, and I like that aspect of it. But to create Infinite Warfare, which is basically an extension of Advance, and we're going to be still doing the future shit. You understand, though, they know they've had diminished returns. So we're actually if you buy Event Infinite Warfare, if you pre-order this shit and buy the shit, you're literally going to get Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, the one that really started the multiplayer craze, a remastered version of this. People are going to buy Infinite Warfare, so Infinite Warfare will have very high sales marks. But what people are going to be playing online is Call of Duty 4. I actually want to get Infinite Warfare just so I'd have the opportunity. Because I never had the opportunity to play Modern Warfare, the original, the one that really pushed that envelope into multiplayer, and people really just were jumping all over. And that's what made that game significant in the terms of multiplayer. So it's going to be really interesting to see. It's kind of like Crackdown when it came out and had the Halo demo. Crackdown ended up being popular, but people bought it for the Halo beta. That's what they bought it for. Okay, let's just face facts. These annual releases, though, in my opinion, is a bunch of bullshit. It's like, companies, I want to see them improve the game with a better graphics engine and do things, and they don't do that. Your Madden fans out there are going to buy it, but it's a niche market anymore because it's not like Madden is selling in droves. You're basically getting the same fucking engine with nothing improved, right, with a new roster. They could actually literally put out like some kind of like $10 download that would, after the NFL draft, and allow you to, hey, you pay $10 and your game is updated, and there you go. We'll put out a Madden every couple of years. But CEA doesn't want to do that. They're a bunch of greedy sons of bitches. That's kind of the way it is. Oh, let me set this up real quick because I kind of want to show y'all a little bit of this game, because it's actually a really fun game to play. Even when you're playing solo, it's a really fun game. And the point is that these annual releases, to me, you just lose something. It's kind of like, thank you for putting out an Assassin's Creed every year, but you're not changing the formula at all. You're giving me the same fucking mission structure, the same fucking side quest structure, and all that shit. And that's kind of what you're doing, If those are here, I'm actually playing as Optimus Prime, pretty much from the movies, which is pretty cool. Just to kind of show you what they're doing. And I don't know. It just seems oddball to me that they want to put out these annual releases, and they just figure that you're just going to be like, okay, sure, I'm just going to accept the fact that the game is the way it is. And I think it's a shame, because I just kind of feel like you're putting it out year after year after year, the same game. You're not changing enough of it. You're doing little add-ons. And in some cases you take away some stuff. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, in my opinion. That's how I feel about it. I don't feel like the game in itself. Oh Lord, I'm getting attacked. By the way, if you ever decide to buy Rise of Darkspark, just to let you know, your character is very vulnerable. Your shields regenerate fast, but you lose it pretty quickly too. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. So I'm going to throw this little shield up here to protect me. Not that it's great, but here, I'm going to do this to heal myself, because you get little hacks and stuff, which I like. It's like little perk systems that you can throw up on, and which is pretty cool. I bought the game that was the definitive version, just again to throw it out there, just to let you know, that gave me like this, the cannon I'm using that's pretty much one shot and everything. Yeah, that was part of the DLC. That's exactly what they gave me, which is cool. I mean, I dig it. It's been a really fun game. I think it's great. I think it's a much better game than the sum of its parts. Looks wise, yes, it's definitely next gen, but for or not next gen, but for last gen. But generally speaking, it's a fun game. Honest to God, it really is. I've enjoyed it. I've played a lot of escalation by myself, and I'm a big advocate for bot matches. Okay, so now that we're done with that, getting off that tangent there, I just kind of wanted to throw it out there. The idea that I love it. You get these little perks and stuff. These annual releases to me, where you're getting a game every 10 months, it just doesn't work. I just feel, generally speaking, that that these annual releases, you're not getting enough. They're wanting $60 for a game essentially. That's what you're paying. You're paying $60, and what you're getting, you're not getting like a full package. You're getting the same game with very little in the way of upgrades. Because I've established before, I've said this before. They have to change the source code. They legitimately have to change the source code in order for the game to really change. And that would take a lot of time and a lot of effort. And I don't understand why they do what they do. I just don't understand it. Like, you're putting a game out every year, and you expect me to believe that your little add-ons in this warrants a $60 purchase, when it really doesn't. And it really don't in the grand scheme of things. You have to understand that. To me, it's like, wait a minute. So if I buy Madden now, and you're going to put out a new game, 10 months from now, you know what I mean? It just seems to me that it's just self-defeating. Like, am I really getting more bang for your buck? And it's been proven that you don't. They're using the same engine. They're adding marginal to little to no improvements. I mean, it kind of sucks to me because I feel like, as a company, that you're not putting out what you should be putting out, so to speak, and yet you're doing it anyway. And I just feel like that's not right. You can't just sit there and put out a game and to be like, oh, we want our 6359, for a game that isn't even where, that you haven't done much to. It's really incredible to me. That's exactly how I feel about it. I think it just fascinates me, because it's like, how can you ask for that? That's almost ridiculous to ask for that. To sit there and say, well, I want to get, we want our 6350 fucking 9, and we've done very little to change the game in itself. You were still running the same fucking engine and the same, you know what I mean? Like, you're still doing the same stuff. And I just feel like, but there's nothing to it, Like, you can't just keep putting the same game out every 10 months and then saying, hey, it's worth the price of a new one, when you've done very little as a company. Like, you've done nothing to change anything in the game. Like, you've done nothing. Like, all you've done is like added a couple things here and there, and that's all you've done. You've done nothing. It's not like you're really, trying hard. I got killed. That sucks. You're not really doing anything to that game except putting out the exact same game. I mean, go and play Madden 12, Madden 13, and Madden 14, and see how much differences are between the two. There is very little differences between the two. That's what's kind of screwed up about it when you stop and think about it. And I just don't understand why it's like that. But it is. And it's kind of like, but yet they still, for what they put in the game, for the new game, they add 2 or 3 new, like, kind of, features that are not really all that big of a deal. It's not like you're seeing some significant improvements, and yet they still want $60 fucking dollars. Why can't they just give us some updates and put out a Madden or put out an Assassin's Creed or put out something that's like put it out every couple years where we're getting some big stuff. I don't think anybody, if you put enough content in your game, honest to God, then there's no sense of putting it out. And it just goes to show you, they don't put enough content in their games now to where they're like, oh well, we gotta, let me repair this real quick. We're 200, and they're not putting enough content out to be like, oh, there's enough here to keep a person occupied. They put out just enough to keep you occupied for a few months, and then you're just kind of hoping that you get it. You're waiting on the next Assassin's Creed, or you're waiting on the next annual release. And again, I understand why they do it. It's a money thing. Hey, I want to have the next Call of Duty. I want to have the next Battlefield. But to be honest with you, it's kind of like sometimes I feel like, why buy Call of Duty or a Battlefield or these other games at all? Like, it's like you should just save your money and buy, because that Infinite Warfare is going to use the same. They're going to use the exact same models, the exact same engine, the exact same everything that Advanced Warfare uses. You already know that's going to happen. It's nothing new there. You already know it's going to happen, and they're going to try to tout it as a new game. I watched the trailer. I watched gameplay footage. I'm like, Infinite Warfare is is not much different from Advanced, and it really isn't. And Activision has already owned up. Hey, you know what? We using a modified Quake 4 engine. You're using an engine that's like over a decade old. Fuck you, man. And your $60 fucking dollars. Fuck you and your ass. Because I look at it like, it's not worth it. That's not even worth it, in my opinion. It's like you legitimately expect me to believe that your game, is worth the price of admission, because it's not. Just like those annual releases. I quit playing Madden, and I like football. I love the NFL. It's great. I enjoy it. But I quit playing Madden on the games, as far as I'm concerned, like right around '06. I was done. I was like, I'm not gonna. Oh, I got screwed over. I'm not gonna sit here and keep playing and keep buying your game every year. Because, see, I had bought '04, and then I bought '05, and then '06. And after I bought '06, I was like, this is dumb. Like, I don't want to, no, I'm kind of over it. It's not like something I want to continue to support. Because I saw that they weren't really doing anything, per se, at all. They just weren't. It wasn't like they were like adding that much difference to the game. And I think it's kind of screwed up, because it's like, how do you expect me, annual release wise, if you're not going to put like any effort in trying to give us something really, really new in the game, then why do you expect me to spend the money on it? And it really blows my mind. And it's like, but that's what they do. They literally expect you to just believe, oh, we're going to put 2 or 3 new features in the game, and because we put 2 or 3 new features in the game, that's it. It's like, no, that's not how it is. That's not how it works. Oh, I got creamed. Got cornered there. Oh, well. But I was just showing you a little gameplay of this. It's really fun to play. And that's kind of how I feel about annual releases. Part of me accepts the fact that it's there. We're going to get an Assassin's Creed every year. We're going to get a Call of Duty every year. We're going to get a fucking Battlefield every year. We're going to get, the same fucking annual releases every damn year. Like, I understand that, because it's a money situation on their end. But, at the same time, I just feel like, why do they have to put it out every 10 to 11 months? what am I really getting out of it? Let's check my gearboxes that I earned, which you get stuff out of, like Transformers and whatnot. I just don't get it because uh, I just don't understand it sometimes. Like for me, I just feel like that it's like, okay, well, you want me to buy this game every year, and yet you're not really giving me like anything that's really worthwhile. You're not adding enough to it. It's like, okay, if you look at the jump between if you look at the jump, I mean legitimately, like if you look at the jump between um I don't know, here I can upgrade this, like between, let's say, Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which was an amazing game, uh, which I thought was cool, you know, um, at the same time, there we go, I've got it upgraded fully. I like the upgrade system in this, by the way. It just seems to me that I don't know. I just feel like these annual releases, you're buying the same old thing. You're not getting anything real different. Like Syndicate, Assassin's Creed. I mean, the last Assassin's Creed versus Unity, it was a better game, but generally speaking, it wasn't like it was that big of a leap between between the last game. Like, yes, the fighting was a little bit better and things like that, but I still felt like that the game, while it was better and they got a grappling hook and they improved stuff, it still didn't feel like it was that different of a game from Unity. It was better, it was more stable, or even when I got to play the last Madden game, again, it's the same situation. It felt like I was playing the same Madden I had played for the last couple of years. Annual releases, I think, doesn't necessarily need to go away, but they can't keep expecting us to pay that. I think the next games like that should come out at a reduced price, like $40 or something, because they're not doing enough to really change that. And now a word from our sponsor from the Gaming Roundtable. Hey, how's it going there, buddy?
Alright, like, we got a little the juice man. Gonna be doing a little bit in the throat. Wow, it's pretty good. Kinda burns, kinda hits you like Dolph Lundgren. Back to you, juice man.
Thank you. I want to apologize to you gamers because I am feeling a little on the buzz side. If I'm kind of going off on a tangent, I'm not real focused right now. I just want to level with you. I mean, today is my birthday. It's after midnight. I don't know the time I was born, but May 3rd is my birthday, and I want to throw a shout out to my subscribers, all 5 of them. Thank you for watching. I hope I kept you entertained. I want to apologize for the length of my videos if you feel like they're a little long. Sometimes I get a little unfocused here, especially when I've been having a couple beers here and there. I'm kind of known to be the juice man, the juice, the nectar of life, the beer. I just want to throw it out and tell you all that, I do appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you find this stuff entertaining. Episode 29 here is all about those annual releases. I'm not saying they shouldn't be released, but I'm saying that I feel like as gamers we deserve more effort from the developer if they want us to, every 10 to 11 months, fork over money each and every time for a game that really is so similar from the last one, you might as well just not buy it. And that's what this episode's about. I want you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to like this video. If you have any comments, I hope that you will put them in there, good or bad. I take criticism well. If you feel, as a gamer, that annual releases are a good thing, I want to know about it. If you feel like they're a bad thing, I want to know about it. I want to know why you feel they're bad or good. Anyway, annual releases. And I'm talking to you, EA, with your sports titles. I'm talking to you, Ubisoft, with your Assassin's Creed. Ass Creed. Ass Creed. And I'm talking to you, EA again, with your Battlefields. And Activision with your Call of Duties. I understand why you do it. I understand that. I understand, 345 Studios or whatever they're called with their Halo, because they're already talking about putting 6 out. I understand why you do it, but it's almost an expectation. But if you can't offer us a new experience from the last game, and you're basically carbon copying the last game and adding a couple things here or there, you know what? You can take your annual release and shove it up your ass, as far as I'm concerned. I don't play that. Anyway, I want to thank my subscribers. Like I said, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Gaming Roundtable episode 29. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you think. And as always, gamers, good fucking gaming.